Hi, welcome to our session today, Yoga for Everybody. My name is Skyla Ramirez. Let's get started with some deep stretching on the sides of the body today to improve posture. So let's come up onto standing. And as we come up to standing today, of course, at any time, we could always sit in a chair or we could stand closer to a wall for support if that feels more comfortable. So from standing, let's take our feet out just to the width of the pelvis bones. Naturally, we may want to step out to hips width, but we're going to take it in just a little more narrow today, as this can give us just a little more support up through the pelvis, the low back, and the spine region. From wherever you are, go ahead and open the palms. And as we inhale, let's sweep the arms back, reach towards the sky. Turn the palms forward as you exhale and pull the arms back like a big backstroke type movement. Inhaling, sweeping those arms up, big breath in, reaching to the sky, maybe even looking up. And then exhale, palms forward, pull back through the elbows. Now, keeping that one breath with the one movement, let's start to shape the breath a little bit. Inhaling in through the nose as much as possible. Draw that breath in deep. Exhale from the throat, letting it go with a big sigh. Let's try a few more. Inhale big. Exhale with a sigh. Option to close the eyes so that the body gets to feel its way through those movements. And also it creates a little more of a balance challenge, recruiting more muscles through the trunk of your body. Exhale, take it back. From here, let's bring the hands together at the heart. Step the left foot back, any stride that feels comfortable. Keep a comfortable bend in the right knee. Inhale, open the palms out in front of you as if you're going to be holding a serving tray. And now inhale, pull the arms out to the side and draw the elbows back behind you. Finding the breath, one more big breath in place. And now exhale, come forward, hands to the heart, both feet forward. Let's take the right foot back, finding a comfortable bend in the left knee, opening the palms in front of us like we're holding a serving tray. Take the hands out to the side and now pull the elbows back towards the low back, shoulders pressing away from the ears. Inhale big to the center of the chest. Exhale, step forward, palms together. Now, let's do this with the breath. So we're going to speed the movement up a little bit. That way it promotes a little more coordination with the arms and the legs. Inhaling, left leg back, arms open, pull the elbows back. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, right leg back, arms open, pull the elbows back. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, left leg back. Pause at the top of the breath, pull up through the sternum. Exhale, bring it forward. Right foot back, comfortable bend in the left knee, pulling up through the sternum, open the chin. Exhale, forward. One more each side. Option to close the eyes. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. Right foot back. Inhale, open. And exhale, forward. Let's step the left foot back, holding that left foot back, taking those elbows in deep by the waist, keeping a healthy bend in that right knee. We're pushing back firm into the left heel, into the inner and the outer blade of that left foot. From here, let's take our left hand down to the low back. Taking the right arm down and around, we're circling back and around. Taking it down as we exhale, inhale, open, big breath, reach towards the sky. Exhale, take the right arm down, inhale, reach. Exhale down one more time, inhale, up and reach. Nice big breath in. Reaching, maybe even looking up towards the right hand while we keep that left hand safely tucked into your low back. Keep pressing into that left heel. We're stretching energetically from the left heel up through the back of that left knee, through the front of the left hip. And then the energy skips across to the right armpit and the right shoulder. From here, let's lean over just a little bit to the left with that right arm, adding in a nice big hip stretch on the right side of the body. Option to close the eyes, maybe look down over the left shoulder. And now notice where the breath goes with little to no effort. It might move underneath the right armpit, or it might move more up into the left side of the chest. Reaching with the right arm over on the inhale, big breath in. And now exhale, bring it to center. From here, let's bring both arms straight up, bending that right knee, holding our mighty warrior one posture. From here, let's straighten that right leg. Exhale, swan diving, coming down and planting those hands down on the right thigh. Having both hands down on that right thigh with the left leg back. Let's straighten that right leg, start pushing the hips back as we lengthen the heart out over that right knee. We can look up just a little bit to open the throat, maybe working on strengthening the back of the neck to correct the posture in our shoulders. Option to let the chin come in a little bit, a little more of a neutral neck position. Holding it here, one more big breath. On the exhale, relax into it. Let the body drape over that right leg. Maybe we keep our hands on the thigh or walk those hands down closer towards the floor, even touching the floor if it's comfortable. Let's shake the head, yes. Turn the head left and right. Come to a still point. And now exhale with a big sigh, really letting any tension or stress go. 2 more. Last one. To safely come out of this, let's walk our hands up to the shin and thigh of that right leg. Slowly coming all the way up. Easy does it. We'll step our left foot forward to meet the right into our mountain pose. Feet are at the width of the pelvis bones. Knees are soft. Open the palms. Inhale, let's reach the arms overhead. Exhale, sweep the arms back and around. This time, reach forward, palms up. Sit the hips back, coming into chair pose. Inhale, elbows pull back. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, arms sweep back. Palms up, hips pressing back into chair. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep it around. Sit the hips back into chair. Inhale, come on up, standing nice and tall. This time, let's step our right leg back, keeping a bend in the left knee. We're finding warrior one pose. Hips are squared forward. Bending that left knee, our knee is bending in the same direction as the second and third toes on that left foot. From here, let's slowly lower the right hand down to the low back. Reach back with the left hand. Exhale, inhale, reach up. At the top of the breath, exaggerate the reach. Exhale with a sigh. Big inhale, reach. Exhale back. Press down into that right heel. Inhale, big stretch from the right hip to the left armpit. Just one more. Big inhale, reach and hold at this time. Hold the left arm up while we exhale. Option to close the eyes, feeling that big stretch that moves from the right heel up to the back of the right knee, wrapping around to the right hip, and then across to the left chest and armpit. Inhale at the top of the breath, exaggerating that reach, and then reaching over towards the right with the left hand. Continue to press back into that right heel. We can look up, or maybe turn the head and look over the right shoulder. Breathing deeply into that space under the left armpit or in the front of the right chest. On the next inhale, let's come forward. Reach with that big arm. Let's take the other arm up. Big breath in, big reach, big inhale, both arms extending up. Exhale, swan diving, both hands coming down onto the left leg. We're straightening the left leg, pushing our hips back, flattening the back. in our supported expression of pyramid. We might lift the chin to look up and stretch or open the throat. Big inhale. Exhale, relax. Allowing the heart to lengthen over the knee. Relax the head and the neck. Let's shake out the head and neck. Allow the upper body to hang loose like a rag doll. Turn the head a little bit left and right and breathe heavy from the throat. At least one or two more. To safely come up, let's bring our hands to our left shin. And now up to the thigh, walking the hands up. Bringing both hands onto the hips. Let's bend that left knee. Step forward with the right foot. Moving into our chair flow again. Opening the palms, inhaling, sweeping the arms back, reaching overhead. Exhale, palms forward, sweep it back. Bring the palms forward and up. Press the hips back into chair, adding a little heel raise, lifting the left and right heel. Let's drop those heels. Inhale, rising up, extended mountain. Palms forward, exhale, back and around. Palms forward, hips pressing back, heels coming up. Just one more. Inhale, nice and tall, lengthening the spine, reach from the armpits. Palms forward, sweep it around. Exhale, let the hips press back, arms extending and lifting the heels. From here, let's inhale, sweeping those arms up. Nice big breath in. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Step the feet out wider than hips width, coming into a nice big standing straddle with both toes facing forward. Let's take our left toe and turn just that toe out to the side, then bend that left knee. From here, we're moving into Warrior Two position, extending our arms out at shoulder height, palms facing down. Now, just for today to work on posture, let's turn the palms up and bend the elbows deep. We're going to target some muscles that leak from the shoulder into the lower arms for support. While we're here, without moving our shoulders, let's begin to rotate the thumbs forward and the palms down, and then start to straighten the arms out. You might start to feel some tightening or some tension around the elbow joint. This is just the muscles binding or wrapping around that joint to support it. Let's look out over the left fingertips and keep bending that left knee. Press back into the outer blade of the right foot. That is the part of the foot that's going to be our grounding energy in the pose. From here, let's turn our left palm up. Let the right hand come to the right hip. Reach straight up with the left hand like you're holding on to 1,000 helium balloons. Keep bending that left knee. Inhale, pull up from the armpit. So you're making a lot of space between the left hip and the left ribs. Big inhale into the upper left chest. Exhale, one more big breath in. Big inhale. Exhale, take the left elbow down to the left thigh. Extend the right arm straight up as if you're waving at me. Inhale, reaching up and out of that right armpit. Imagine that you're also pulling up at the waistline a little bit. So will create a little bit of a soft rounding at the right waistline. From here, we can straighten our left leg. Keeping that left elbow on the left thigh makes this a supported triangle pose. If we want to experiment, we can always slide that left hand down to our left shin. Maybe slide the hand to the ankle. Or if you're curious, try touching all the way down to the floor. This is one of those poses that less is more. So especially working with posture and digestion, having the elbow on the thigh is enough to prop up the spine and to be able to open the ribs without straining by reaching to the floor. Let's try one more big breath in here. And then exhale, Lower that right hand down to the right hip. Let's push off that left leg, coming up to neutral, turning that left toe forward. Let's turn the right toe out this time, and we'll bend the right knee to establish our warrior two foundation. Taking our hands out from the shoulders, palms facing down, looking over the right fingertips, mighty warrior two. To add on to this pose, just for today, let's turn the palms up, bend the elbows, keeping those shoulders back. We'll begin to rotate the thumbs in, creating a bind or a healthy tension around the elbow joint. Then press out through the fingertips. Looking past the right fingertips, keeping that right knee bent, maybe even closing the eyes to steady the breath. Let's lower the left hand to the left hip. Right palm up, reaching straight up with the right hand this time, keeping that active bend in the right knee. Inhale, pulling the ribs and armpit up away from the right hip, opening the right waistline, looking up or maybe looking back over the left shoulder. Breathe into the upper right lung. Press into the outer blade of the left foot. That's the grounding force. One more big inhale. Exhaling, right elbow to the right thigh. Coming into side angle, left arm extending to the sky, extended side angle. Maybe holding it here or straightening that right leg, triangle pose. Imagine as you reach with your fingertips that there's also an energy that pulls at the waistline. So there's a little lift and tug at the waist and at the armpit region. We can slide that right hand down to the right shin, maybe to the ankle or onto the floor. Exaggerating the breath in the center of the chest. Big inhale. And exhale. Exhale bigger than the inhale. Just one more. Let's bend that right knee. Slowly rise up to warrior two, extending out through the fingertips. When your body's ready, lower the hands to the waist. Let's turn the right toe forward, coming into a standing straddle foundation again. This time we're holding the foundation with both toes forward. Now, if you have ever had like a tenderness in your low back, maybe it's sciatica, or maybe it is it could be like too much mobility in the SI joint. In those cases, go ahead and shorten that stride, finding a little more conservative stride to stabilize those joints and that low back more. No matter where the legs are, we want to be sure that we do not bend the knees in this next stretch. This is very important. The most common misalignment in this stretch is to keep the hips pressing too far back. We're going to lean forward a little bit with this. From here, with the knees soft but legs straight, we're pushing the hips back, drawing the hands down to the thighs, down to the shins, and leaning forward into the front of the foot. So if you had a mirror and you could see the body from a side view, it would appear that your hip and ankle are in a straight line rather than the hips behind the ankles. So just keep leaning forward slightly. Hands might come down to the floor. In some cases, people are able to put the crown of their head on the floor when you have a nice wide stance. Let's relax the head and the neck again, shaking out the head. If there is any tension or any stress that might be hiding in the neck, let it go with the breath. Relax the jaw. Move that jaw around. Stick your tongue out. Just like when you go to the doctor and they ask you to say, ah, and stick out the tongue. Let's try it one more. To safely come out of this, let's walk our hands to the shins or thighs. Take a small bend into the knees. Come up through the spine, walk the hands up a little more until we're able to guide ourselves up back into standing. In closing in the last couple minutes, let's have a seat, working on our seated chest expansion. So there are benefits to a seated chest expansion, especially when it comes to working with posture. When we're standing, there could be some pulling from the legs and hips, or even from the hamstrings on your low back or on your spine. And this way we're able to really isolate the muscles in the chest without any interference from the legs. So from seated, if we scoot forward to the very edge of our chair, we'll circle those arms back. Big inhale. Reach back and hold on to the back of your chair. Now, using our own body weight, we're just going to lean forward with this. And we could always hold on to the bottom of the chair, also pulling onto the bottom of the chair. Shoulders are pressing away from the ears, leaning forward so that we're able to exaggerate that stretch in the chest, which is going to promote strengthening the back muscles. Try lifting the chin, pull the ribs up a little more. Breathe into the center of the chest, at least 3 really exaggerated inhales in the center of the chest. Big breath into the nose, into the chest. Exhale, the ribs will soften. 2 more. Last one. From here, let's come to any easy seated position. Turning the palms up. The quickest way to improve posture is to turn those palms up. From here, let's take the shoulders up, back, and down. Just 2 more like that. Inhale, up, back, and down. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, up, back, down. Exhale. From here, let's maybe lower the chin enough so that an egg could roll off your head. So this is considered neutral posture in yoga, to have the chin down just enough so that an egg could roll off the head. This is the position where hopefully we are alleviating any tension or any stress behind the head at the base of the skull going into your neck and shoulders. Able to work on posture without compromising comfort. Let's lengthen through the crown of the head while the chin is staying bowed just a tiny bit. Focus on breathing deep into the center of the chest. Exhaling from the throat, relaxing the jaw. Let's try 3 like that. Breathe into the nose. Exhale, relax the jaw. In closing, we can press the palms down onto the legs, leaning forward. Inhale, open the throat. And now exhale, open the mouth. 2 more. Inhale, lean and lift, open. Exhale, forward, throw that breath. Last one. Inhaling, lean, lift, and open. Exhale, ha breath. Let's walk our hands in. You're welcome to join me with hands at the heart in traditional closing of Namaste, which just means I see you, you see me. Let's go have a great day. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rain.